because all teams still have a shot at greatness. The action is definitely heating up right here in the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
Step aside, I own this night. 차가운 시선도 out of sight. Pulse in my vein, it's electric gold. 내 불빛은 never cold. Light it up, no turning back. 세상 내 무대 track. 숨길 수 없어 내 vibe, so really energy you gonna feel. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. 이 무대 위, I'm all you see. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. 늦지 않아.
We're live in San Juan City where MJ Phillips and the rest of Nexled are aiming for a win to keep their top 4 hopes alive. But standing in their way are the PLDT high-speed hitters and Majoy Baron, who are looking to lock in that #1 seed. You're watching the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference. Let's take a look at our games for today. Our match at hand, we have the Nexled Chameleons taking on the PLDT high-speed hitters. And later on at 6:30 p.m., the Choco Mucho Flying Titans will be facing the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells. Thank you so much for joining us on Pilipinas Live, One Sports and One Sports Plus. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Billy Capistrano, and joining me today, we have our lovely courtside reporter, Ms. Sam Corrales, and of course, my partner here, Neil Flores. I'm going to start with you first, Sam. It's a very exciting matchup for these two teams, crucial as well. I just want to ask, how's the vibe going to the dugout? How are the players doing today?
Actually, we're seeing a different vibe from both teams. One being very energetic, happy to be here, and the other one, I must say, is very locked in. I'll reveal them both in just a bit.
I can't wait for that reveal later on. And now, Neil, very interesting. We are at the second to the last day of our preliminaries, but we have 2 more spots remaining in our qualifying round, and we have 4 teams in contention, Nexled included.
And we are just about ready to head into our play-in tournament, but we have a couple of things to settle first. Nexled didn't actually expect to be in this position. They really want to get this win to be able to get a big chance of heading into the next round in the top 4. You take a look at the team standings. All of the teams are just trying to avoid that play-in tournament. You can see PLDT at the top of our standings. They only need this win actually to head into the next round as the top seed. So that's it for them. For the Nexled Chameleons, they just want to control everything that they can control. Kasi hindi sila pwede talaga mag-rely on the results of the other games.
It's a must-win situation here for Nexled. They're in the middle of a tight race, and they got to take care of business today. And as for the PLDT high-speed hitters, they've been sitting pretty at the top of the standings, and all they want right now is to continue to assert their dominance here in this league. Safe to say, you guys, we're in for a very explosive matchup.
For sure. I mean, you were talking about dominance. Well, you know, if you look at our Pilipinas Live poll question, fans can look forward to a very exciting matchup between 2 of the league's top scorers. We're talking about this girl right here, Brooke Van Sickle of the Nexled Chameleons, with the question, which star will catch fire? Is it BVS or is it PLDT Savvy Davison? Don't forget, guys, to use the hashtag PVL2026 when you share all of your thoughts with us here.
And so timely that they are the focus of our Pilipinas Live poll question, because they are the stars of today's premier matchup. And what a battle this is going to be. 2 of the best players in the league right now is BVS versus Savvy.
Out of all of the outside hitter matchups, ito actually pinaka-aabangan ko. 2 scoring machines in Savvy Davison and Brooke Van Sickle. They have scored 20 points on average in their past 3 games, and di lang naman scoring yung dinadala nila. Both of these players actually help the reception of their teams. So this is going to be important for them. We are expecting big numbers from Brooke and Savvy, and may the best woman win really today.
For sure, may the best team win. I mean, it's gonna be exciting, you know, who's gonna come out on top because obviously one team can only win, right? But speaking of teams, I want to put the spotlight on the Nexled Chameleons because I saw an interesting quote written on their whiteboard. It is, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. And of course, we know that this is a do or die situation for NXLED. If they want to make it to the next round, this is something they can control. You talked about it, Neil and Billy. And of course, one player that stood out in their last match is veteran Jonah Sabete Escamillan. When it mattered most, she came up big for her team and she said she's always clutch, a veteran off the court. And isa lang ang masasabi niya sa match today, and that is, hahaba talaga tong game na to because we know how, you know, the Angels core go up against the PLDT high-speed hitters. They are very well matched and we're excited to see this clash.
And I know it was pretty challenging for Jonah and the rest of her teammates to join a new team, adjusting to that new system. But it's great to see her, you know, exploding in that previous match with 19 points because she's only been averaging 5.9 points per game.
For me, it really doesn't matter if Jonas Abete is a starter or a second stringer kasi she's literally a chameleon. She can change colors at any time. She can be an opposite, she can be an outside hitter. Kung anong kailangan ni Coach Guidetti Atori, gagawin niya yan.
And you know, for PLDT, alam nila they're gonna be going up against her and of course, the hard hits of MJ Phillips and the strategy of Brooke Van Sickle. So how are they going to counter this? Well, for Kim Fajardo, the true vet that she is. For the other team, it's Jonah. For this one, it's Kaf, the playmaker of the high-speed hitter. Sabi niya, it's gonna be how they respond to their grind. Sabi niya sa akin, dapat hindi kami pumalag sa pagdidikdik nila. And she has to have their emotions in check. Kasi sabi niya, na-train ko na to with all my experience playing so many games. As a vet, yung mga sets ko, kailangan high risk at high reward.
And although they are at the top of the standings, it doesn't get any easier for them. They cannot be complacent. But I want to talk about Kaf for a little bit, Neil, because she is at her peak form. And we can see it in how she's running the offense of PLDT, not heavily relying on Savvy.
She's really the reason why her spikers are confident. She's the type of setter that will give you the best sets in every situation. So, ang sarap din sa buhay ng attackers to have Kim Fajardo as their setter.
And we cannot wait to see what she has in store for us today. And with that, the stage is finally set. When we come back, it is NXLED versus PLDT. But before that, we leave you with Kiana D and Jessie De Leon in this feature we call What's the Sitch?
Kasi magaling mag-English. Siya rin pala, yeah. Hi, I'm Jessie De Leon.
And I'm Kiana D, and this is
What's the Sitch?
Who from the team would you trust to receive a crucial serve?
Duh! Oh my gosh.
Ako? Char.
KKD!
Okay, ready?
I 1, 2, 3.
Cut! Correct?
Obviously. Alam niyo na bakit.
Yeah.
Yung efficiency niya, guys.
Who from the team would make the best courtside reporter?
1, 2, 3.
Sam?
Ah!
Kasi magaling mag-English.
Because she's fluent, obviously.
Yes,
So it's gonna be
magaling
easy for
mag-English.
her.
May accent pa.
Yeah.
Diba?
Galing. Okay, ikaw naman.
Galing ng connection natin, ah.
Which teammate would you trust to take your IG photos?
1, 2, 3.
Me? I knew it!
Correct.
Okay,
She's
okay.
so like, she takes her Instagram games very seriously.
Yeah,
If you follow her, oh my gosh. Pati
Galing
yung mga
mo din.
stories niya, grabe.
Lahat.
As in, very clean, very aesthetic. Which teammate is most likely to lie about a referee's call?
Hala! 1, 2, 3.
Ate,
Ayun! Siya rin pala! Yeah! Pag nagsi-6-on-6 tayo, guys.
Ay, oo nga. Lagi yung touch.
Touch!
kahit hindi.
Good ball
Yeah,
kahit
actually.
hindi. Yeah.
Wala kasi ate actually kasi di ko
Magaling
rin alam.
siya.
Di ko rin, lagi siyang
Poker face.
So, pati kami, di namin, parang touch mo ba yun? Or
Oo.
parang di kami sure.
We also don't know.
That's the reason why, ate, huwag kang magalit sa akin.
Hindi, totoo naman.
Alam ko na to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is match number 41 in the PVL All-Filipino Conference 2026. This match features the NXLED Chameleons and the PLDT High-Speed Hitters. And now let's meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Erlindo Eusebio, National Referee. The second referee is Justin Navidad, National Referee. And now let's meet the starters. First for the NXLED Chameleons. Outside spiker from the University of Hawaii, number 10, team captain Brooke Van Sickle. Setter from De La Salle University, number 5, Jules Tolentino. Opposite hitter from the National University, number 8, Myla Pablo. Middle blocker from Juniata College, number 13, MJ Phillips. Middle blocker from the College of St. Benil, number 15, Rania Musa. Outside spiker from Bulacan State University, number 20, Jonas Sabete Escamillan. Starting the barrel from Adamson University, number 21, Bang Pineda. The head coach for NXLED is Ettore Guidetti. And now the starters for the PLDT High-Speed Hitters. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, number 3, Mika Reyes. Outside spiker also from La Salle, number 5, Aliyah Malaluan. Outside spiker from the University of Oklahoma, number 6, Savvy Davison. Setter from La Salle, number 9, Kim Fajardo. Middle blocker also from La Salle, number 10, Majoy Baron. Opposite hitter from La Salle, number 11, Kim Kiana D. Starting libero from the University of the East, number 8, team captain Kat Arado. And the head coach for PLDT is Rald Ricafort. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the
Starters on your screens for the NXLED Chameleons. Pretty much the Petrogas core. Musa, Phillips, Pablo, Tolentino, Escamillan, Van Sickle, and Pineda. And onto the other side of the court, we have the starters this time for the PLDT high-speed hitters. Reyes, Baron, D, Fajardo, Malaluan, Davison, and Kath Arado, their team captain and their libero. No surprises here for PLDT. Billy Capistrano with Neil Flores. We have Sam Corrales reporting from the sidelines, and this is going to be a very crucial match, not only for PLDT, but especially also for the NXLED Chameleons.
We're at the end of the preliminaries, and right now I think Coach Ettore will be banking on familiarity. As you can see, that core starting unit from their previous team and for PLDT, ganun pa din. Pero ngayon, mas matibay na sila because nandiyan na rin si Del Palomata.
Adding some height and some might into this PLDT squad. Here comes Malaluan. She is blocked. Early point here for the Chameleons.
4 teams are still in the running to head into that top 4. For NXLED, they need this win. It's very important, but they also have to wait for the results of the other teams. They are hoping for a tiebreaker that will be in their favor.
And that's what you said at the top of the coverage, Neil. They have to control what they can control. And that starts with this match right here. A crucial must-win situation for them. Kiana D gets her first point of the game. And we got to talk about the resurgence of Kiana here in this conference. Right now, one of the leading scorers for PLDT, averaging 14 points per game.
PLDT is number 3 in attacking and number 1 in blocking. So these are going to be their main weapons today against the NXLED Chameleons.
Let's see how NXLED is going to adjust to this number 1 team. Savvy Davison preps, and that is outside. They're asking for a check. They call it outside, says our first referee, but there will be a challenge, early challenge called
For block time.
by the high-speed hitters. So again, they were asking for a check, and Savvy was pretty confident that there was a check after that attack. But our first referee called it outside. An early celebration for Nexled. Take a look at this. Oh, there was. Great eye.
A block touch on Rania Musa, so that will be successful for the high-speed hitters.
PLDT coming into this match with a 4-game winning streak. They have only dropped 1 game, and that was versus Signal.
4 players ended in double digits in that game against Chocomucho.
Here comes Savvy, challenging the blockers. Still alive. Fajardo sets up Kiana. Brooke popped up. Bump set. Savvy waiting. Great defense from both these teams. Here comes BVS. No go. And that's going to go the next lead.
There's also going to be the first point for Brooke Van Sickle.
Leading all the scorers for the Chameleons, averaging 19.3 points per game. But are we even surprised at this
Serving
point?
for Nexled, Jules
Well, for
Tolentino.
Nexled, itong PLDT, buong buo yung roster nila, lalo na yung starting unit. Some teams would prepare their defense for one person, but
That's
if you're
right.
against PLDT,
Ang
you have to
hirap.
be prepared
Correct.
for everybody because everybody can score in double digits.
We got to credit also Kim Fajardo, who has been playing so well here in this conference. We talked about her also at the top of the coverage. It's peak Kim Fajardo that we're witnessing right now. And great to see her healthy also. Trying to get everybody involved in the offense. Early lead. Miscommunication on the side of PLDT will give that point to the Chameleons.
Campfire defense right there for PLDT. Majoy Baron got a good block touch. Nobody picked up that ball.
We're all tied up at 3 apiece. Here comes BVS. Calf finds Savvy. Soft touch. It's saved. Pablo. Kim again to KKD. Easy pickings for BVS. Good dive from Arado. Good cover. Savvy tries again. Different approach.
That's the thing about PLDT. They're very good in recycling their balls. Even if they get checked at the net, the support is always there behind their attackers. That's why hindi nawawala yung confidence nila. They would really go for those hits at 100%. Kasi nasa likod mo naman si Kat Arado. So you don't need to worry.
Ang daming kumpiyansa. Myla Pablo will try a little too late for KKD. Just right in front of her. That's going to be the first point for Myla.
Myla is playing as their opposite hitter. They'll be using her in that area because she is also a good blocker. And as for Jonas Sabetes Camillan, they need her passing and defense in the back row.
They need the veterans, of course, of Nexled to step up today. We did mention this is at Petrogas score that we're seeing. Back set, the slide from Majoy. PLDT has it. Majoy again. Musa. Out of system. Chance here for PLDT. Baron is blocked. Another one for the Chameleon. So far, so good for Nexled.
Timing was just off. That last play for PLDT.
Third point for MJ Phillips. It's a 1-point advantage for the Chameleons. Way too strong for Musa. Tight game.
Serving for the high-speed hitter, Savvy Davison.
Savvy to serve. Misreceive. They chase it. They send it over. Out of system. Malaluan with a hit out.
Lea Maluluan just using her wrist action to get that off the block of Myla Pablo. Good chase there from Kim Fajardo to set that up to the left pin.
Scrappy plays from both our teams. PLDT up by 1. Bump set to Jonah. Too strong. That's outside.
PLDT has been targeting Sabete Escamillan on the serve. In hopes of slowing down her offense so far. It has worked the past 2 rallies. It's a better pass.
It's going to be a point for Myla Pablo. Thank you so much, Neil, for sending that one back to the court. Thank you, Neil. Neil gets 1 point.
Now serving Myla Pablo.
Hindi po ako kasali.
Anyway, PLDT up by 1. Pretty slow start to our game. The slide from Ajoy. No good. Still alive. Chance here for PLDT. Calf goes to Baron. Savvy. Fajardo. What a great angle from Malaluan as we go to our first technical time.
Score 8 for PLDT, 6 for Nexled.
Welcome back. You're still watching this match between PLDT and Nexled, where the Chameleons face a tall order in facing the top blocking team in the league in the high-speed hitters. I spoke to Lian de Guzman about facing the top towers in Mika Reyes, KKD, and Majoy. And sabi niya sa akin, alam mo ate, parang college lang ito when facing LaSalle since they're really known for their blocking. And Lian said she's challenged to have a better strategy with her hits, not just all about power. She also shared something that's been coming up in her algorithm today, and it goes like this. Blocking is not your enemy, blocking is your friend. So let's see how Leah and her teammates will turn blocking into an opportunity for them to contribute for their Chameleons. Back to you, Billy and Neil.
Thanks so much for that, Sam.
Now serving for Nexled, Jonah Sabete Escamillan.
PLDT, yan ang bread and butter nila, yung blocking nila. That's why you have to make those adjustments. You have to be a little bit braver every time you face a stall team. Let's get back to this match. Take a look at Sammy Davison firing one.
It's such a luxury to have Savvy Davison as your attacker because she can also hit from the pipe out of those out-of-system sets as we bring you the spike of the set. Brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
Thank you, Neil. 2 points now. Ang lead ng PLDT. Here comes BVS. Di magpapatalo. The bump to Malaluan. Jules goes to Phillips and back. Brooke waits, attacks. Phillips. That one's outside. Little too much angle for MJ. Medyo nanggigil.
3-point lead for the high-speed hitters.
Fajardo on deck to serve for PLDT. Jules. Not the best of sets. Fajardo goes to Savvy, flying high.
That's going to be a problem because if you won't be able to pass that ball to the setter, you'll be forced to give free balls to PLDT.
They can't be doing that as Nexled will call for time. This isn't in.
Guys, hey, they are overloading in 5. Or we block with 2, or we block with 3. That's all. Side out now, side out. And we start with our block and defense. Calm and serene. Here we go, here we go. Oh.
Nexled will be on the receiving end of this next rally, but the focus of that timeout was on defense. Coach Ettore wants to get more block touches because right now they're having a difficult time in getting those rebounds against the attackers of the high-speed
We
hitters.
saw a lot of supporters present today for Mika Reyes. It's Thursday. A good number of people also in attendance, even if it is a weekday. The three-point push for PLDT. Philip serving. Fajardo. Goes to KKD. Van Sickle challenging the blocker, sent back. They go to Myla, straight to the hands of Calf. Malaluan. BVS again, varying her attack. KKD adjusts. Brooke, still nothing. Long exchange between these two teams. A little too low for Savvy Davison.
She tried to avoid the block of Nexled. Kaya bumaba yung contact point din ni Savvy Davison. If there's a tandem that can neutralize or minimize the production of Brooke Van Sickle, it's Mika Reyes and KKD.
Especially if you have the 12 players right in front of you. Sabi nga ni Sam kanina, it's a little intimidating. That's another point for PLDT.
Wasted opportunity there for the Chameleons. It was a high ball off the coverage of Tolentino.
Some miscommunication, hesitation on the part of the Chameleons. 3-point advantage for PLDT now. And everything going right here for the high-speed hitters.
That's a solid wall built by PLDT. Again, a double block well established against Brooke Van Sickle. Brooke tried to go cross, but even if she crosses the first line of defense, nakabang pa din si Kat Arado doon. So she has to be creative also in finding other angles.
And that's what we mentioned a while back. Still nothing for BVS. Savvy will try. That's a point for Savvy.
Perfect dig from Kat Arado. And Kat Arado really wants that clear view, so she always instructs the blockers to leave a certain angle for her.
She's the second best digger in the league right now, averaging 4.59 excellent digs per set. Jules finds Brooke. Finally something going here for the Chameleons. Much needed point.
Brooke Van Sickle this time changing direction, trying to go line to challenge the defense of KKD.
Finding her way through that block. Tolentino serves. Savvy. Milo waiting.
Off the hands, Pablo.
Point number 3 for Pablo. And they're going to need more of those here in set number 1, especially against the high-speed hitters.
Myla Pablo has 3 points, as you said, and Jules Tolentino has 2. Other players have to pick it up from this point.
Van Sickle just with 1, which is pretty surprising also for her. Savvy Davis just finding ways to attack, to get points for her squad. And you like the energy of PLDT coming into this match. They're very confident. Atmosphere is light as opposed to the Nexled, parang medyo tense. Nakita natin. 4-point lead now. Make that a 3-point lead for the high-speed hitters. That's a service error care of Mika Reyes.
There's a change in the starting unit for Coach Ettore. Rich Macaslang just replaced Rania Musa as their middle blocker.
Nexled did not play actually in the previous match. So interesting to see what she's going to contribute today. Great blocking from PLDT. Pablo still alive. Savvy. Pablo again. Arado asking for space. Sets up Savvy. Here comes Jonah with a dagger.
First point, yeah. Now they're just down by 2 points. Defense now clicking for the Nexled Chameleons.
And about time as well. Halfway through this set.
That's an
That's a tough one. It was a half-hearted receive from Aliyah Maluluan that brings the lead down to 1. Timeout, Coach Raldrick Capol.
Kumito lang na maaga. Kasi may error naman lalagyan eh. Hindi mo gigigil sa off-block ha. Dalawa naka-establish. Siguro ko nasa 6 eh. Ang kabila pa rin kay Julian. Go, 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 go. Pasa mo lang, pasa mo lang.
So PLDT trying to stop the momentum here on the side of Nexled. You have JC Macalanan from the DLSU Green Archers in attendance, supporting Jules Tolentino, of course. There she is, one of the rookies for the Nexled Chameleons.
Still serving for Nexled.
1 point lead for PLDT. Fajardo sets up Savvy. She is denied. Tries again one more time. Gets it to go.
On the line,
PLDT up by 2 points, 16 to 14.
Second technical timeout score, 16 for PLDT, 14 for Nexled.
You're watching the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference. It's PLDT versus Nexled. Benny Capistrano with Neil Flores and Sam Corrales giving us the latest from the sideline. As we focus first on KKD Kennedy Kim Possible versus Chocomucho, 17 points and 5 blocks.
You're the second top scorer in that game next to Savvy Davison.
And Kiana, of course, playing so incredible as well here in our All-Filipino Conference. But that point will go
Point to
to
Nexled.
the high-speed hitters. Right now, KKD number 9 in scoring, number 2 in
Point to
spiking, and
PLDT.
number 10 in blocking. It's really all around as of now.
PLDT scored 12 kill blocks against Chocomucho.
Savvy will try. That's outside. Miscalculates that one. So back to a 2-point push
Serving for
for the
Nexled.
high-speed
Chris
hitters. You have
Makaslang.
Makaslang on deck to serve. Again, she did not play in their previous match. Overshoots that one way too strong. 3-point for PLDT.
Lead is back to 3 for the high-speed hitters. Nexled can't seem to get over this hump. They were able to trim the lead down to 1, but it's now back to 3.
Malaluan. Off the block. That's point number 4.
No, she's not the strongest in terms of power,
Correct.
but alam na alam niya kung paano papaikutin yung bola to her advantage.
Very high IQ volleyball player as well. Off the hands of BBS as the service ace does not help the case of Nexled. And just like that, they're up by 5, talking about PLDT as Nexled calls for time.
That's the best rotation about their serve. We have to resist. We play high ball, we spike long. I don't want to see a block in the first meter, guys. Let's use everything that we're working on in the last 3-4 weeks. Here we go. Oh, ready, guys. Oh. Camilla.
I agree with Coach Ettore. This is the strongest server, I believe, for PLDT. As you see, Sir Ricky Palou, always here to enjoy the games.
Still serving, Savvy Davison.
Some adjustments need to be made on the side of Nexled. Again, down by 5 points. 5-1 run for the high-speed hitters. Here comes Jonah. Malaluan sent back. Great net coverage for Nexled, and that's something you want to see more of from this team.
That's the main reason why they put Myla Pablo in the right pin for blocking purposes. Point number 4 for Myla.
Leading all the scorers for the Chameleons. Surprisingly, Brooke only has 1. Kim finds Alea.
As I said, she has mastered all of those angles from college to her stint, the national team pool.
Just a really smart player overall. Previous match, she had 10 points, averaging 7.6 a piece, game rather, here in our All-Filipino conference. And you love to see her shining here in the PVL. Has struggled with inconsistencies back in DLSU. Chance here for PLDT. That's inside for Malaluan. 6th point of the game. You can also see Keseo joining her teammates on the floor, but we gotta take a look at this attack first. Completely avoiding the blockers of Nexled with a check.
Substitution for Nexled. Chiara Permentilla and Lian de Guzman checks in.
Cheng also here for Nexled. Malaluan got the hot hands, but that sails outside.
This time it was just too high for Alea Malaluan. They still have a 5-point lead. Coach Ettore is trying to find a mix of players that will click on the floor right now. But in this first set, it has been the heavy serving of PLDT that has been helping them build this lead.
Trying to find that perfect formula that'll work for them. Van Sickle. See that Brooke a little frustrated now, right? She has 3 points, but expecting a lot more from BPS.
That's the good thing about Brooke Van Sickle. Mabilis din siya mag-adjust every time she gets blocked consecutive times by the defense of their opponent. She will find other spots. Tapos, doon natin makikita yung variation niya. A while ago, we saw a hit out as she targeted zone 1. This time, it was a power tip. So it's always situational attacking for Brooke Van Sickle.
And just really finding ways to score for her squad. You have Jessie De Leon now on the court, as well as Angge Alcantara doing the setting duties. Here comes Malaluan. She is denied.
Going to be the first point for Lian de Guzman.
Coach Ettore looking for that spark plug off the bench. As Coach Raul calls for time. Let's sit in.
Nagbalikan base ka muna kasi may Brooke pa rin sa kabila. Single lang pa rin, dulo pa rin. Dali yan.
Again, Coach Raul sensing that momentum. Calls for time. You have Yeye, Nika Reyes, Angge Alcantara as well. It's a 3-point push for the high-speed hitters. That's a service ace.
So Coach Ettore is getting good numbers from his substitutions.
on the line for Mendilla. Just a 2-point lead for PLDT. Is that gonna be another ace? It is! And 2 straight aces for Mendilla. Puts them down by just 1.
Now they're targeting Savvy Davison. Outside hitters will always be the target ng serve. Kanina it was Sabet Escamillan and Brooke Van Sickle. Now it's Savvy Davison.
Alam ni Neil yung feeling. We got Bedonia also checking in for the first time today. Malaluan will adjust. Point for her. 7 points for Alea of the hands of Bang Pineda.
Bang Pineda was in a tough spot.
Look at the angle also on the attacks of Malaluan.
He went for the corner pocket. But masyadong nakasugod si Bang Pineda. That's why she wasn't able to stretch for that ball.
Back to a 2-point lead. That's a good serve. Chance here for PLDT. Malaluan again. Right on the money.
That is point number 8 now for Elia Malaluan, tying the output of Savvy Davison.
She has the hot hands again here for the high-speed hitters. PLDT now at set point. Here comes Calf. Another good serve. BVS will adjust. It's still alive. Yeah, with a push. De Guzman. The bump to KKD. A little too late for Permentilia. That's it for PLDT.
Just a step too late for Nexled. That will end the first set, 25-21.
If you take a look at this replay, Point City KKD will finish this first set for the PLDT high-speed hitters. They take this first set from Nexled. And the PLDT high-speed hitters take set number 1 from the Nexled Chameleons, 25-21 and 28 minutes of play. And in that first set, the Chameleons only led twice. That was the first point and their 5th point, and it was all PLDT. After that, there was no Chameleon that scored higher than 5 points here.
Alea Malaluan and Savvy Davison combined for 16 points. Nexled defense wasn't enough to minimize their numbers. We already know that Savvy Davison will get her numbers, always in double digits, 20 points per game in their last 3 games. But it's the support of Alea Malaluan that really helps PLDT. You know, it's easier to actually defend balls na pabaon compared to the long ones. The long ones in the deep zones, those are the most difficult balls to really defend. Yeah, nakakagulat din kasi ang laki nung difference in the attacking department. Nexled has a lot of deadly attackers also in that starting unit. MJ Phillips, Brooke Van Sickle, Myla Pablo, but they weren't able to get things going because of their faulty passing. That's a 10-point difference in attacking for PLDT, but the silver lining in set number 1 was the blocking of Nexled. They were able to respond to the instructions of Coach Ettore. He asked for more defense. They delivered. Mas nabuhay nila yung bola from the front to the back. And they also scored more aces against PLDT. So right now, they have to work on their passing again so that they can increase their numbers in attacking.
Well, they're the ninth team right now in receiving. So that seems to be one of their bigger problems. Talking about Nexled, let's look at the leading scorers. Davison with 8, Pablo with 4 points. So again, more offense is needed on the side of the Chameleons if they want to keep in step with PLDT.
Sayang din if magiging non-factor si MJ Phillips. Hindi umaabot yung bola sa harapan, so it was hard for them to set a place from the
That's
middle.
right. I mean, MJ right now, 10.8 points per game for the Chameleons. She needs to get involved. Van Sickle only with 3 points. Chance here. They go to Myla. Good dig. Malaluan. Jonah. Block. Good cover. She'll get it back. Lucky point for Nexled.
Second point for Sabete Escamillan. That's how you want to start the frame. They were able to chase the lead of PLDT in set 1.
And remember, this is a very crucial match for the Nexled Chameleons to keep their top 4 hopes alive. Only 2 spots remaining. 4 teams still in the running. It continues for Alea Malaluan, her 9th point. Remember, she scored 8 in that first set, as Neil mentioned. No signs of slowing down at all. Jonah goes cross. Malaluan from the back row. Here comes MJ with a quick. That's going to be good for MJ Phillips.
It's
That's
only
what
her
Neil
second
wanted
point.
to see.
Yeah. They were able to pass that ball directly to Jules Tolentino. That's why he was able to set that up for MJ Phillips. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. As long as it's settable, papunta sa middle, pwede na. So you just need a B pass at least.
Mika. Bang pops it up. Chance for PLDT. Calf. Goes to KKD with a power. Nothing yet. Jonah will try. She's blocked. Good cover. BVS from the back row. And that's going to be a point for Kat Araro. You know, I'm sure she scored a couple of points also.
Impeccable court sense for Kat Arado.
Yeah, she scored 2 points in their previous match. And smart thinking always by the team captain.
Ang bilis ng mata. Aside from checking the positions of the players in the back row for Nexled, pupwestohan pa niya kung saan siya didepensa.
Nobody expected it at all. However, that is a service error for Mika Reyes.
Serving for Nexled, Jonas Sabete Escamillan.
Sabete Escamillan on deck to serve. Calf goes to Savvy, challenging the blockers for Nexled. As we turn it over to Sam Corrales. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, speaking of Savvy Davison, Billy and Neil, we already know that PLDT and her team has an advantage as they head on to the next stage. So I checked in on the mindset of the players. For Savvy, she says it's nice to have that momentum as they move on to the next stage. But for Coach Raud, he says they cannot relax. They got to take it one game, one set at a time. What's done is done, whether it's a win or a loss. And he also recalled how they struggled with the Angels Coral before. So they all got to treat this game like they're going up against the reigning champs. For Savvy, this explains their very strong start early on. And let's see how Nexled responds in the second set. Back to you guys.
Again, there's no room for complacency, even if you're at the top of the standings. And that holds true for the PLDT high-speed hitters. To get back to this match. That's a point for BVS.
Nexled really needs to close the gap in the attacking department. Masyadong malaki yung 10-point difference. So persistence is going to be key because they will get checked by the wall and by the backcourt defense of PLDT. So even if you score off multiple attempts, doesn't matter.
Right. No check on that. Steals outside for Davison. But they are going to call a challenge. That was our second one for today. We had one in that first set as well, which was successful for PLDT. For those who just tuned in, it is this crucial game between these two teams. Take a look at this replay. There was.
That's a clear block touch on Jules Tolentino.
A great challenge again for Coach Ralph Redford and the rest of PLDT. 2 for 2. Davison will serve. Way too strong for Savvy. Gives a free point to Nexled.
Nexled is in control. It's the only countermeasure when you're receiving the serves of Savvy Davison. Kailangan makaikot ka agad kayo para hindi kayo lalong mahirapan in receiving.
Baron using the hands of BVS. Second point of the game. PLDT down by 1. Baron will serve. Jules sets up BVS. Now we're starting to see Brooke getting fired up here in our second set. This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Kat Arado is not in the back row to defend Brooke Van Seckel. That's the time that she can actually rip that ball. Or it's a cross-court angle.
Taking advantage of the... Oh, there she is. And Kat is back. Back to business. Aliyah over the blockers. Smart move.
10 points for Elia Malaluan. So 2 players are now in double digits for the high-speed hitters. Combined 20-point output already for their dynamic duo.
Just trying to play catch-up here. They're still down by a single point. Now quick from Rania Musa, but they'll call it outside. Are they going to ask for a challenge here? A couple of conversations with our first referee. BVS conversing with our first referee. They're still gonna give it to the high-speed hitters. We're tied at 7. Here comes Kath. Jules, back set to Myla. Nobody there for PLDT as Nexled takes the lead 8-7.
First technical timeout score, 8 for Nexled, 7 for PLDT.
UAAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Filipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports. Because legends start here. Again with our Mika Reyes supporters.
Serving for Nexled,
Hug
Rania
Askis
Musa.
nalagay. A lot of people in attendance here in San Juan for this matchup between Nexled and PLDT. As Mika Reyes right on cue.
Off the hands, Mika
Getting
Reyes.
that boost from her supporters. Gets her third point and ties this match.
Service, Balaluan.
Kim Fajardo will have 3 hitters in this rotation. This is usually the point kung saan sila umaabante
That's
against Nexled, because this is a solid front line in terms of net defense and in terms of attacking as well. Ang daming pwedeng kombinasyon for Kim Fajardo.
What a luxury for CAF. However, that sails off the hands of Adia Madaluan.
Pablo.
So much better here offense-wise for the Nexled Chameleons. And what about that from KKD? And we know how powerful her attacks can get.
That was a beautiful reverse set
Mika Reyes now serving for the high-speed
by
hitters.
Kim Fajardo.
Then yung connection, yung chemistry that they've built ever since their LaSalle days, so evident here in
Yun yung
PLDT.
mga set na papaluin mo na lang talaga ng diretso, pupuntos ka na.
Parang mind-muscle connection na lang for them to get back to this game.
Sent back by
Great
Nexled.
adjustment here for Nexled.
And Jay Phillips is trying to help her team in other departments. If she won't be able to score from the front line in attacking, she will get her
Serving for the
defensive
Chameleons,
points.
Jonas Sabete Escamillan.
3 attack points now for Jonah. Service error. Not exactly what you want because the game is now tied again. 10-all.
Now serving for PLDT.
KKD serving. Jules goes to MJ with a push. Savvy will adjust. Out of system. Chance here. Nexled.
Into the defense.
Smart move.
Solentino.
Jules Tolentino.
This is a more competitive set for Nexled.
Serving for Nexled, MJ
Passing
Phillips.
is better, definitely. That's why they're able to score more of their offense.
Davison. Jonah from the back row. Calf. Babalik kay Savvy. Goes cross.
So much power in that hit from Chavi Davison rather.
Service.
Brooke Van Sickle tried to go for the chop dahil ang taas ng bola, but when you go to a chop, it's harder to actually control that ball.
Jules. The slide from Musa. Malaluan. That's outside. Alia.
Jules Tolentino serving for Nexled.
The slide from Baron.
Already hit the floor. There be a challenge. They will let that one go.
Ajoy Baron serving for
Yeah.
Tied game once again at 12. A lot of deadlocks here in our second set between these two squads. As Jules Tolentino, back set to Myla Pablo. Calf, back set to Alia. Van Sickle.
Ooh.
Savvy with a push. They were ready for it. Fajardo to Mika, good cover. Malaluan again, straight to the hands of Bang Pineda. Here comes BVS. Long exchange. Savvy from the back row with that elevation. Great dive from Kiana. Malaluan. No one's giving up. They go to Pablo. Players on the floor. Chance, Nexled. Van Sickle! And BVS ending that long rally with her 6th point of the ball game.
Too strong, too fast from Brooke Van Sickle. Even the defense of PLDT couldn't handle the heat on that ball. We have to credit the defense of Bang Pineda. She was able to adjust her position immediately. She knows that if Alea Malaluan is in the front line, she has to take a few steps back so that she can defend those long balls. Pag kay Savi, pwede siyang sumugod, but if Alea is hitting, she has to be aware of those deep zones.
So really credit Bang Pineda on the success of the attacking of Nexled in that sequence. Let's get back to this game. 1 point lead, Chameleons. Shaping up to be another long exchange. We'll see. And another one for Nexled. A much better performance here in the second set.
It was an excellent dig from Jelly Tempiatura. Sabete Escamillan with the finish. Ang dinadaan na sa Nexled yung floor defense nila so that they can transition to offense.
And that's the thing that you do not want to see, especially when momentum is on your side. That's a service error for BVS. Lead is down to just 1 point in favor of Nexled. Calf with 9 excellent sets. She will serve for PLDT. Jules will find Jonah. She is alive and kicking in this match. 5 points for her. Substitution here for Coach Ettore. With Abby Maraño checking in for the first time today. That's going to go to Nexled.
All the substitutions of Coach Ettore are working. Second technical timeout. Nexled up by 3.
Watch Jers Petalio and Tin Obaldo of FEU on episode 4 of The Bounce Season 3 premieres this Friday, 6 p.m. on the Pilipinas Live app with catch-up airing on the UAAP Varsity channel.
Still serving, Abby Maraño.
Thank you for joining us on Pilipinas Live, One Sports, One Sports Plus. It's Nexled versus PLDT with the Chameleons holding on to that 1 point lead. Check that. It is a 2 point lead. Pair of KKD putting in some power into that attack.
They're back in the 3-hitter rotation. This is the time for Savi Davison to get her points up front. They're down by 2.
One hand set to MJ, right on the money for Phillips. That's what we've been looking for Nexled. Activation of their middles.
That has been the biggest difference in set number 2. In set 1, MJ Phillips only scored 1 point, but here in the second frame, she has scored 5.
That's outside.
Mika Reyes now serving for PLDT.
Mika Reyes now with 3 points off 2 attacks, 1 block. She will serve. Jonah with a push. They will adjust. Chance, Nexled. Here comes Phillips. Return to sender. PLDT has it. They go to KKD. Over the blockers. Milo from the back row. She is denied.
That is just commitment from Majoy Baron. You make the extra effort of jumping for a block, you will get rewarded. So pwede rin namang bitawan yon so that the defenders in the backcourt get a clearer view on the ball path.
The Nexled lead is down to 1.
1 point lead now for Nexled. Lian de Guzman on the court again, as well as Janelle Cheng. And Jonah with a dagger, trying to create more space between them and PLDT.
Now serving Jonah Sabete Escamillan.
If you're Nexled, you need a lot more composure here because you know what PLDT is capable of. Fajardo goes to Baron. Violation called on Nexled. Easy point for PLDT. I believe that's double contact violation.
D.
Nexled is actually questioning that call because the first touch of Lian de Guzman was a block.
At any rate, play continues. MJ with a quick one.
Now with 7 points, she has surpassed all scorers
Just like
from
that.
the Nexled side.
Ang bilis ng pangyayari. And a while ago, we were talking the highest score was, I think, Myla with 4 points. And now, MJ taking control. Here comes Savvy. It's a good dig. Savvy will try one more time. Make sure she gets that one. 12 points for Davison.
On her way to 20 points for sure. Look at how Kim Fajardo pushed that ball all the way to the left side near the antenna so that Savvy Davison can go to zone 1.
And it's double sub here for Coach Herald. We have Angge Alcantara and Jessie De Leon. They're down by just 1 point. Scoreboard reads 18-19 in favor of Nexled. Here comes Savvy. A little frustration on the face of Savvy. Siyempre ayaw mo, naghahabol kayo and then you get a service error.
And she is one of the best servers of this team. For me, she is the strongest server. So as long as pumasok yung bola, you will get a chance to force that shank pass from Nexled. So kung hindi papasok, that's an automatic point already.
2 service errors for Savvy. That was a good serve. Take a look at Nexled taking control of our second set.
Now the high-speed hitters are the ones having a difficult time in service reception. Set number 1, it was Nexled.
And with that, Coach Raud will call for time. That's listen in.
One-on-one. Go, 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 go.
Myla Pablo, one of the better runs for the Nexled Chameleons.
Still serving for Nexled, Jules Tolentino.
Right now she has 6 under her belt in today's match. As Jules Tolentino will serve. Alcantara goes to Baron. Good defense from the Chameleons. Here comes Savvy. She blocked. Door is closed.
It's becoming a battle of walls and floor defense for Nexled and PLDT.
Now serving for the
Total
high-speed
rejection
hitter,
from
Sheila
Majoy Baron.
Iseo.
Net defense of PLDT versus the floor defense of Nexled.
So match na match talaga in this game today. Good save. That is outside for Brooke. Too much angle. They're not going to contest it. Play continues.
Nexled will not challenge. Lead is down to 1.
And with that Nexled, we'll call for time.
Here we go, not a problem. The ball is out like this. We play, we play, we play, we play. Here we go, guys. One pass, take care about the top of the net. In this moment, they are lucky, okay? We have to have 12 eyes on the ball, eh? Here we go, ready, up.
The Nexled Chameleons, they are up by just 1 point in this match versus the PLDT high-speed hitters. For those who just tuned in, PLDT won that first set, so it's crucial here for Nexled. They have finally found the rhythm in the second. They want to take it all the way. Caseo will serve for PLDT. BBS from the right pin. Gets it to go.
7 points for BBS. Points are scattered on the Nexled side. MJ Phillips and Brooke Van Sickle have 7 points apiece. Sabet Escamillan and Pablo also have 6 each.
2-point lead for the Chameleons. Here comes Jessie. She's blocked. They try one more time. You really know with Jessie, she always delivers those quality minutes for Coach Heraldrick, of course, and the rest of PLDT.
Didn't get it the first time. Pero nandun yung tiwala ni Alcantara to send it back to Jessie De Leon as she scores her first point. That's it for the double sub of Coach Ral. That's why it's always important to be ready when you're on the bench, because when your number is called, ang taas ng expectations. Correct. I know it's difficult because you're coming off cold from the bench, pero puntos ang kailangan every time they go to substitutions. Now we're tied at 22 apiece after that shank pass from the Chameleons.
And this is that part where we really have to watch out for what Nexled is going to do next. Because you know PLDT, we know that they can take over this set. Have to serve. Pablo. There it is, Myla Pablo with her 7th point. Keeping things going here for Nexled.
Serving for the Chameleons, Abby Maranyo.
23 serving 22. Malaluan. Still alive. There go to Pablo. Sent back. Pablo again. And take a look at that, Neil. We got Nexled at set point. With a sense of urgency, Coach Rat will call for time.
Ano, pag pinilit, kahit kay Elia, hindi, okay lang, kahit di perfect. Alam niyo naman yung bipas eh. Gawa na lang ng paraan. Mga target. Go tayo! Go! Let's go!
We have Mars Alba also in attendance today. And I know that they have a game on Saturday. Also in contention for the qualifying round.
Serving from the set,
to remind the viewers that we still have 4 teams.
Correct.
That can potentially make it to the top 4.
That's why it's so important for Nexled to win this game. However, that's going to be a service error for Abby Maranyo. Giving a bit of a chance here for PLDT. And now Coach Ettore will call for time.
Malaluan serving, we got Davidson back from Reyes, position 2, we have D. Hey, if you are in system, you can play whatever you want. Okay, if not, guy, remember, there is an high level of block, you can go live on Davidson. You have double high block. Okay, so go to break it. Got it. Here we go, guys. So.
Scoreboard reads 24-23. We got Nexled at set point.
Ng Aiza Maizo Pontillas.
Serving for PLDT.
Also enjoying the action here.
The legend in attendance too.
Everyone's idol.
Yours included, you too. 24-23. Jonah fires one, and that is it for our second set. What a turn of events here. A quick turnaround for the Nexled Chameleons. Let's take a look at this last play from Jonah. And what an attack, and what a great way to end this second set. And just like that, the Nexled Chameleons take set number 2 from the PLDT high-speed hitters, 25-23 in 30 minutes of play. And what a turnaround here for Nexled in that second set here.
MJ Phillips' output was the biggest difference in set number 2. They weren't able to use her in set number 1, but she found her groove in the second frame. Nasuportahan siya with better passing. And Sabete Escamillan also had a lot of crucial points. Yung mga power hits niya really helped Nexled get past that wall of PLDT. Nexled had a 43% attacking efficiency rate compared to the 33% of PLDT. You know what? PLDT missed a lot of services in set number 2, and that really helped Nexled. Savvy Davison committed a couple of errors. So sayang, because every time Savvy Davison is serving hard, dun nakakaabante yung PLDT.
And what a performance there from the Nexled Chameleons. We just want to thank everybody for joining us on Pilipinas Live. One Sports Plus. I'm Billy Capistrano. We got Neil Flores, my partner, and our lovely courtside reporter, Miss Sam Corrales. And although we had Nexled taking that second set, Sam, it's so evident that we see that chemistry within the players of PLDT, specifically the LaSalle players. We have KKD and Kim Fajardo.
Of course, I mean, Billy and Neil, you guys talked about how they go way back in college, so that connection is there. And when I was talking to KKD, she said it really helped with her confidence in her return this conference, because I'm sure you can all see, all the fans can see that KKD is in her best shape yet. So talagang nakatulong daw yung connection nila way back in college. And I said, you know, how does it work even in the pro, sabi niya, si Kaf kasi is that type of setter who will ask, anong set gusto mo? So that communication is really there. Sabi ni Kiana, napaka-nonchalant niya, but her presence on the court really makes, you know, a lot of command for Kiana.
And I absolutely agree. I mean, with Kath, sabi nga ni Sam, she's pretty nonchalant when she's on the court, but she was a born leader. As we take a quick look at our team standings, we saw it a while ago, and we have been mentioning this all throughout the broadcast. There are 2 spots left for our qualifying round. Nexled is in contention alongside 3 other teams. That's why it's very important that they win today for them to have that fighting chance.
Third set.
We are also down to the last few games for our team. So dito natin determine yung seeding for PLDT. If they win this game, they will head into the next round as the top seed.
A lot of confidence, if ever, for the side of PLDT. If that does happen, they only have 1 loss so far in our tournament. As a first point, we'll go to Nexled.
Now serving for the Chameleons, Myla Pablo.
It's very interesting as well, Neil, because PLDT did not lead at all in that second set. Exciting to see what adjustments they will be doing here in the third. The slide to Mika.
We've seen a lot of slide attacks from PLDT from the first 2 sets. Again, you have to try your best to not give a free ball to PLDT because every time you give an easy pass to them, automatic napapabilis ni Kim Fajardo yung atake nila. Those unforced errors on the service line have been costly for the high-speed hitters.
6 service errors so far for PLDT.
Now serving Jonas Abete Escamillan.
7 attack points for Jonah. That's a service ace.
That's an ace for Jonas Abete Escamillan.
That's also one of the differences we saw in set number 2. In set number 1, mas maraming misreceives or out-of-system plays yung Nexled. But in that last frame and in this set so far, it has been PLDT.
A lot more composure we're seeing from the Nexled Chameleons. Tables have turned, as Neil mentioned, and the errors continue here for PLDT. Not the best of starts for them. It's an early lead for Nexled. They're up by 3.
Nexled is forcing Savvy Davison to hit line.
Calf. Majoy's block. The bump to KKD. And finally, something here for the high-speed hitters. Kerpiana.
Point number 5 for Kiana.
Service D.
That's something na consistent for PLDT. Mabagal man simula yung production ng other players. They pick it up along the way. That's why, in the end, 4 players get double digits.
That's right. And you also witnessed that in the second set. Ball still alive. Good defense from PLDT. MJ. That's a smart move from MJ Phillips. Great read on the defense of the high-speed hitters.
Serving for Nexled, MJ Phillips.
Sweet spot for MJ Phillips.
And he was not ready for that. That was a good serve from MJ, doing everything now for Nexled, leading all scorers on her team with 9 points.
Koshal wants to address the passing issues by putting in Kisha Bedonia.
MJ to serve. Not this time. Service error. Gives a free point to PLDT.
Now serving Sammy Davison.
12 points now for Savvy. As Jules goes to Rania. Calf to Bedonia. BVS popped up. Bedonia again goes long. bit out of system there. Here comes Bedonia. Another long exchange. BVS stops the rally. It gets point number 8.
Jules Tolentino wanted to be creative by giving a back set to Rania Musa, but the positioning was already off. It's a good thing that Brooke Van Sickle saved them in that last sequence.
As she always does. 4-point lead now for Nexled. Better serving also for the Chameleons that we're seeing. Jules finds BVS combination.
Off the hands, Brooke Van Sickle.
As Nexled leads 8-3, we'll be right back.
First technical timeout score, 8 for NXLED, 3 for PLDT.
Welcome back. You're still watching this match between PLDT and Nexled, where the Chameleons are fighting for their lives to stay alive here in the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Now, I got to speak with Brooke Van Sickle earlier, and she actually gave praise to her opponents today in PLDT. Sabi niya sa akin, they've got more threats now. It's not just Savvy. She knows that the blockers are in their best shape. Catherado on defense will also give her a headache. And so, no matter what the result is today, Brooke said she learns resilience. As a consistent champion, she learned that it's necessary to experience the lows for more self-reflection. In her words, it's like stepping into a fighting ring and being beat up every time. But one thing's for sure, they are improving their chemistry and are aiming for a proud performance against a top team. Back to you.
And lots to be proud of for the Nexled Chameleons, especially with how they're playing here. A lot of fight that we're seeing them. Here comes BVS over the blockers. A really good move from Brooke Van Sickle, varying her approach and her attack.
Brooke Van Sickle has been forcing the defenders to move to different positions. Defense of PLDT is confused at this point.
She's keeping them guessing. Good defense from Nexled. It continues for the Chameleons.
Even the ad-lib plays have been working for the Chameleons. Brooke Van Sickle now in double digits with 11 points. More substitutions for Coach Ral, Jesse De Leon. Yeah, Angge Alcantara will check in.
Double sub.
PLDT is staring at a 7-point deficit.
Jesse, soft touch. Just rolling it over. Again, quality points, quality minutes for Jesse De Leon.
That is her second point of the match.
She cuts the lead down to 6 points. Jules will go to Myla with a dagger and her 9th of the day.
They're so deadly when they're confident as a team.
Right.
When everybody is just chipping in terms of scoring, that's the time that you will see the system shine for Nexled. But sa ngayon, I would really have to commend the liberos of the Chameleons. They've been digging a lot of strong hits from the high-speed hitters. And they're also getting bonus points from these unforced errors.
A pretty big lead now for the Nexled Chameleons. A pretty tough hill to climb if you're PLDT. And we're not used to seeing PLDT like this. For those who aren't updated, the high-speed hitters are at the top of the standings with just 1 loss. They're already assured a spot in the qualifying round, but of course they want to finish on top.
Net fault will be called on Myla Pablo. Oh, it's going to be called on PLDT.
There's going to be a challenge, I believe, called by
We have a
PLDT.
challenge from PLDT for netball.
The first game of 2 that we have today later on. Chocomucho will be taking on Zeus Coffee. And a couple more games to wrap our preliminaries on Saturday. Huge games for everybody as we take a look at this replay.
Myla
It was
Pablo
Myla
who touched
clearly,
the
and
net.
that's why you said that it was called on Myla, so a little bit of confusion there. So it will go to PLDT, rightfully so.
Successful point goes to the high-speed hitters. Serving for PLDT, Jesse De Leon.
2 attack points now for Jessie. 5 serving 12. They continue to go to Myla. She has a hot hand here for Nexled. 10 big points. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
Now that MJ Phillips is involved in the offense of Nexled, napupush na nila yung delayed double block on the PLDT side.
Malaluan. Off the block and outside for Aliyah.
It's going to be good for her confidence. Nexled scored a couple of serves against her a while ago.
Service, Manaluan.
That is just her first point in our third set. Jules finds MJ.
Also in double digits now, so 3 players are in double digits for the Chameleons. It's kind of like their trademark. They start slow,
Slow, yep.
but when they
And they
get
pick up the
their
pace.
momentum, dire-diretso na. It's an 8-point lead. This is the biggest lead so far in this match.
Davison.
Over the defense for
So 13 points
Ferguson.
now for Savvy.
Service, Reyes.
Jules finds Jonah slicing through that block.
For Jonas Sabete Escamillan.
9 points also for Sabete Escamillan. This is the total team effort that
Yep.
they need to be able to get the win against our league leader.
Number 5, Filipino out. Number 16,
And you really like what you're seeing from the Nexled Chameleons. Neil did mention starting slow but slowly picking up the pace here
Sabete
in the most
Escamillan.
perfect time. Davison, straight to the hands of Tempiatura. Broke over the blockers.
Dropped in by Brooke Van
And again, BVS just really challenging the defense of PLDT. Nexled lead 16-7.
For PLDT.
UAAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and on One Sports because legends start here.
Still serving for Nexled. Jonas
A 9-point
Sabete
lead now for the
Escamillan.
Nexled Chameleons. Momentum definitely on their side. chance here for Nexled. De Guzman joining the scoring party for her team. Second point of the game.
They're calling all the right substitutions from the first set. Lahat ng pinapasok ni Coach Ettore gumagawa ng puntos for the Chameleons. 10-point lead.
Correct.
It's a big one.
And you also like that confidence, right, that we're seeing in Nexled. Combination play is gold here for PLDT. Savvy not giving up. 14 points, leading all the scorers in this match as expected.
Continues to be the best option in offense for the high-speed hitters.
Cheng finds Diane. And she's blocked. It goes to PLDT.
No go, says Majoy Baron and Savvy Davison.
Nine serving 17. That's not going to help the case of the high-speed hitters.
They need to find their middle ground in serving because sometimes they serve really well. Sometimes they commit those unforced errors.
A lot of inconsistencies with regard to their serving. Here comes Cheng. To the Guzman over the blockers. Spark plug off the bench for Coach Ettore.
Kind of feels like PLDT is guessing kung saan sila pupwesto.
They're unsure
When
of their
it
next
comes
move.
to
Yep.
their floor defense.
Which was a highlight in that first set, surprisingly. Now they're struggling. 10-point lead. Chance PLDT. They need a good swing. They go to Savvy, and she delivers.
Unchallenged up top. He went above the double block of the Nexled Chameleons.
Now serving for PLDT.
Sa mga malalakas na attackers na players kagaya ni Savvy Davison, hindi na actually masyadong pinapansin yung scoring given in eh. So what people really look at is the reception and defense in the back row because that's what they need more.
They go to Musa. Does that go over? It's a point for Majoy, rather.
That was the right play called by Janelle Cheng. Contact point was just too low for Rania Musa. That's why she got blocked.
And now 15 points for Savvy. 11 serving 19. Cheng finds BVS. Answering back bit by bit.
Double sub again for Coach Ettore. Van Sickle still in the front line with Rania Musa and Myla Pablo, hoping to get that finishing kick. They're 5 points away.
Malaluan. Back with PLDT. Savvy from the back row. Popped up. Tolentino finds BVS. Malaluan again. A little too much angle, too much sauce on that one.
Luan was clearly bothered by the double block set up by the Chameleons. She tried to go sharp on the cross.
If you're Nexled, you want to take this all the way. 21 serving 11. Angge to Aliyah. So also a bit of miscommunication happening on the part of PLDT. They're scrambling to play catch-up, but it looks like this might just go to Nexled.
That was an overpass from Sabete Escamillan. It was a free ball given to PLDT. Pero puntos pa ng Nexled.
They do have some breathing room, so they get a pass on that service error. But again, a pretty tough hill to climb for the high-speed hitters. Kind of want to start thinking about how you want to finish this set strong and maybe just bring that momentum over to that next set. Make it really hard for Nexled to finish things off.
14 points now for Brooke Van Sickle.
And she started very, very slow. Angge asking for space. They go to Aliyah. There's cross. Nothing. Jonah. They go to Jessie. Still alive. Davison. Brooke was there.
With a hit out. That's the problem when you deliver passes like that. Na-eliminate agad yung option ng setters ng PLDT for a quick hit. Defense compressed already up front on the right side. Bukas na bukas pa yung angle for Jelly Tempiatura.
Set point na ang Nexled. They go to Jessie. They save a set point. Again, if you're PLDT, you want to make it really hard here for Nexled to finish this third set. You want to bring as much momentum as you can onto that fourth.
Serving for PLDT, Jessie De Leon.
De Leon serving. Jules goes to Jonah. Using the hands of the blockers. Easy money for Jonah. And right now, Nexled Chameleons brimming with confidence in this match. They're up 2-1 versus the PLDT high-speed hitters. And it continues here for the Nexled Chameleons as they take set number 3 from the PLDT high-speed hitters, 25-13. And what a set that was for Nexled. They were in full control throughout the entire set. It was a total team effort from every single person on the court. Credit their defense as well. And as for PLDT, losing a bit of steam, tried to catch up during the early parts of that set, but were unable to control Nexled, and that is exactly why the Chameleons were able to get away with that third set win.
It was all Nexled in set number 3. We were surprised that PLDT was struggling across different skill categories. Set number 1, ang layo nung disparity in attacking. 10 points yon, but set number 2 and set number 3, Nexled was able to out-attack the high-speed hitters. A 9-point difference in that same stat line for the third frame. PLDT still had 2 kill blocks, but that was pretty much it. They only scored 10 points actually. The other points came from the errors of the Chameleons. 52% attack efficiency for Nexled in set number 3 compared to the 21 of PLDT.
Let's take a look at our premier matchup. Of course, we got 2 of the best players in the league today. We got Savvy Davison and Brooke Van Sickle. What a battle it has been between the 2 of them. Medyo malapit nga. BVS at 14 and Savvy with 15. And you know, Neil, it's always a treat watching these 2 play against one another.
As expected, they will be the leaders of their respective teams. There will be a change in the starting unit for Coach Ral. Del Palomata will get the starting nod because they do want to force a 5th set for the Nexled Chameleons.
She
Just
played,
need one more
yep,
set to take home this win.
and she played in that March 10 game versus Galleries, coming off the bench as well. Did not play in their previous match versus Chocomucho. They go to Davison. Crucial set for PLDT. Jonah, block. Nexled has it. The bump to Jonah again. Now with 12 points.
Another good start for the Chameleons.
First point of the fourth to the Chameleons.
4 players officially in double digits. Sabete Escamillan with 12. She is the second top scorer for the Black Shirts.
And the top scorer for them now is MJ Phillips, who scored 7 out of her 14 points in that third set. And another one here for Sabete Escamillan. We did mention at the top of the coverage she was struggling quite a bit during the first few games. Neil, she scored 19 in their previous match, and here she is today, sustaining that energy and that presence.
She's just powering through the wall of PLDT. She doesn't care if she gets blocked. She will continuously challenge the wall of the high-speed hitters. That's a 3-0 run for Nexled.
Beautiful start here for Nexled. Everything just going right for them.
3-0 Nexled. Fourth set.
Still nothing on the board for PLDT. And right from the release, she knew that was way off. Talking about Myla Pablo's service error will give PLDT its first point of our fourth set.
Now serving for PLDT.
Kailangan may balik ng PLDT yung strong serving nila because that was the key to victory in set number 1. We saw a lot of out-of-system plays for Nexled.
If you're PLDT, you need a good swing. They go to Davison. Good dig. Majoy asking for it. Popped up by Brooke. The bump to Myla. Nandoon si Aliyah.
Myla Pablo stepped on the line, so that will be an illegal attack.
So first 2 points for PLDT coming from errors of Nexled. They need to create. They need that offense going. Jules. MJ with a slide. Money. As he turned it over to Sam Corrales. Go ahead, Sam.
For Mika Reyes and PLDT, they are not thinking about their rankings today. Sabi ni Mika, there's no such thing as an easy game, and that's exactly why we are here in the fourth set. In our conversation earlier, sabi niya sa akin, they are technically going up against a defending champ, so it's important that they get this win for that momentum. Sabi niya, pag fourth set or fifth set, kailangan ng patience. Kailangan namin gumalaw as a team. And with the whole Nexled team working together, there's no more room for on-course errors. Back to you, Billy and Neil.
And there needs to be that sense of urgency on the side of the PLDT high-speed hitters. Because yes, they are at the top. They only have 1 loss. But again, you still want to be able to finish the preliminaries strong. You want that top seed. So that incentive. And what about MJ? Just making magic here in this game.
Siya lang talaga yung inintay din ng Nexled para makaabante in this game. Don't let the win-loss card of Nexled fool you. Yes, they are still the defending champions. It doesn't matter how you started the league. Now is the time for the teams to pick up their game.
And they're peaking at the right time. But what about Aliyah Madaluan? 12 big points for her. Second to Savvy Davison, who has 16. But again, the other players of PLDT really need to step up and help with the scoring, Neil. Jules with a 1-2. Read well. Out of system. Chance here for Nexled. BVS. So try again. Stronger approach. Aliyah. It's still alive. Quick thinking from Nexled. Malaluan again. Brooke. That's how you do it.
Right on the line for Brooke Van Seckel. That's the right side. You have to put a little bit of space between the ball and the net so that she can have multiple options. Dahil pag idinikit mo yung bola, it's going to be easy for Del Palomata to put that back.
A great attack there from BBS. 2-point lead for Nexled. Aliyah will need to adjust. The Chameleons have it. They go to BBS again. This time they try Myla. Sent back. Brooke from the left. Money for BBS.
She's marking all of the deep zones on the floor of PLDT. Zone 1, Zone 6.
And she ties with Savvy with 16 points apiece.
PLDT has to get the timing right on the block against Brooke Van Sickle. Kasi pag may konting gap lang between Kim Fajardo and Del Palomata, mabilis lulusot yung bola.
A little breathing room for PLDT. That's a service error for Jules Tolentino. Lead is down to 2. That's the second service error of the day. Jules to Musa. Davison dropping a bomb. 17 big points for Savvy.
This game is far from over, says Savvy Davison. Just a 1-point lead for the Chameleons.
Cap to serve. Jules. That goes to PLDT.
Myla Pablo wanted to go for a swipe. But she missed the hands of Aliyah Malaluan. Now we're tied at 7.
BVS over the blockers. KKD waiting. Sent back. She'll try again. Nothing yet for Kiana. BVS! With that sharp angle. Nexled leads 8-7.
First technical timeout score, 8 for Nexled, 7 for PLDT.
You're still watching the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference. It's Nexled versus PLDT. And right now, we got the Nexled Chameleons leading in this match, 2-1.
So far, Brooke Van Sickle has been hitting all the right angles. And that's not an easy task because you're up against KKD and Del Palomata.
Towers of the high-speed hitters. But Nexled just finding ways. Just a 1-point lead though for the Chameleons. Here comes BVS serving. Calf. Goes to Aliyah. Chance here for Nexled. Combination play. Malaluan again. That is outside. So a couple of errors for PLDT.
Was another out-of-system play from the high-speed hitters. Nexled continues to target Savvy Davison in the back row.
Quick thinking from Del Palomata with the help of her elbow. Myla Pablo buries one.
Off the heads, Myla Pablo.
12 big points for Pablo. And Coach Real has had enough. He will call for time.
Walang check. Hindi pipilit. Hanap na tayo ng sa gilid. Pakay sa gitna, wala ko naman nalagay sa gitna. Pag dikit, saka mo gawin yung gilid. Go lang, isang ikot ulit. Layo pa niya.
Malayo pa yan! Malayo pa yan!
Tagay nyo.
Hey! Get it in!
3-point push here for the Nexled Chameleons. Abby Davison and company, KKD. They need that sense of urgency here in our fourth set. But if you're Nexled, you need this win. Everything on the line for them.
Serving for Nexled, Brooke Van Sickle.
BVS serving. 3-0 run for Nexled. Calf goes to Palomata with a quick one.
First point for Del Palomata. He's the tallest one on the floor.
And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bahay. Go ahead, Neil.
Been able to maximize her presence up front. She immediately has that advantage against Rania Musa in terms of height. You just have to give her the right sets. Rania Musa will score one back for the Chameleons off that tip.
Rania answering back. 3-point lead now for the Chameleons.
Service, Musa.
That is just the second point of Rania in this match. Look at Palomata again.
Second point for Del. You can see Coach Etheridge jumping from the sidelines because he already saw it coming. It was a high drop ball from Del. Nobody went for it.
We got Del Palomata instant impact. They cut it to a 2-point lead. That's a good serve. Jonah stays with Nexled. Diego Romila over the blockers. Good cover. KKD. Nothing yet. Tolentino asking for space. She sets up Jonah again. And she is blocked. Credit that to Palomata also. Great defense on her part. It seems like Jonah is cramping, if I'm not mistaken. Cramping a little bit. But again, that point will go to PLDT. Coming alive now.
He's okay.
Just needed a little breather.
Still have a 1-point lead.
Nexled needs a good side out. Jules finds Myla. And that's exactly what they were looking for.
Confident Myla Pablo is bad news for PLDT. Love to see the split ng points sa Nexled. 3 players have 13 points. That's Sabete Escamillan, MJ Phillips, and Myla Pablo. Then you have Brooke Van Sickle with 17.
Yes. So everybody getting involved into scoring here.
For PLDT,
Nexled.
only 2 players are in double digits. It has been a quiet game for KKD, only with 6 points so far.
Surprising also because he's been one of the leading scorers for PLDT. That's Abby Davison with 18 now, leading all the scorers in this match. Going cross. Still a 1-point lead. KKD serving. Cheng will go to Lian. That's a hit out for De Guzman.
That was the only option for Lian De Guzman in that moment.
And you know the contributions that the other players of Nexled are giving. 13 points now for Jonah. Calf to Baron. Still alive. Good dig from Temperatura. And what about Nexled, Neil? They're doing everything right here in this fourth set. And PLDT looking a little bit lost, something that we're not used to seeing from them.
This is the true form of the defending champions. Parang yung first set, it was just a warm-up set for Nexled when they picked up their game and made the necessary adjustments. They just left PLDT. Now they have 3 points.
Alcantara finds Savvy.
That fault will be called on Nexled. That ball also hit the scoreboard. Ganun
So, sobrang
kataas.
lakas. Sobrang lakas at sobrang taas.
Now serving Savvy Davison.
2-point lead for the Chameleons. But PLDT slowly starting to catch up here. It's a strong serve. BVS. Good dive from Kath Arado. Malaluan. Cheng to MJ. It stays with Nexled. De Guzman. Long exchange. Aliyah over the blockers. Chance for the red shirts. They will choose Jessie. Babies that one. Phillips. And the rally is ended by the Nexled Chameleons care of MJ Phillips.
He's always ready for those sets. May it be a quick one or a differential set from Cheng.
Now with 14 points in this match. And she will head straight to the service line. 15 serving 12. Easy pickings for BVS. Point number 18. Nexled lead 16 to 12.
12 for PLDT.
You're still watching the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference. It's Nexled versus PLDT. We have Sir Miko Halili, sports content head of Signal TV. Always in attendance, always supporting. Right now we have Nexled with the upper hand in this match. They are the quote-unquote underdogs if you base it on the rankings in this game today. Currently with 4 wins and 4 losses as opposed to PLDT with 7 wins and just 1 loss. Might change today. We'll see. Here comes Aliyah. Cheng. Back set to De Guzman. Savvy. That's a no-go for Davison.
Lead has now ballooned to 5 for the Chameleons. You can feel it a little bit, yung frustration ni Savvy Davison dun sa passing.
And she's definitely not happy, Jessie. She's blocked. And at this point, Neil, you gotta commend Nexled big time for holding their ground against PLDT. I know a lot of teams get intimidated when they face this very tall, skilled PLDT squad, but they're showing up big time.
Imagine they only scored 8 attack points in set number 1, but now they're up by 7. It's a very convincing performance from the Chameleons from set number 2 onwards. Timeout PLDT.
Maraming mahirap eh. Pero yung next muna natin, huwag mo maraming mag-isip masyado. Next muna gagawin natin. Go, go, go. Lahi pa yan, lahi pa yan.
19 to 12 is our score right now in favor of the Nexled Chameleons, who are fighting for a spot in the qualifiers. And for those who are not updated, we just read in on the implications ng game natin today, Neil.
Right now, the win-loss card of Nexled is 4-4. They need to get to win number 5 and hope for a tiebreaker that falls in their favor. Yun yung mahirap eh. You have to wait
You
for
have to
the
wait.
results.
So even if you win today, wala pang assurance yun. But it's a start. It's a step. Definitely a must-win. Your PLDT, you already have a slot or a spot rather in the qualifying round. But of course, you want that momentum. You want to finish on top.
Signal can still catch up to PLDT if they win against the Cool Smashers this Saturday. So that's also something that we have to look out for. Positioning is very important for the top 4 teams.
As much as possible, you want to avoid that play-in tournament as we get back to this game. And for PLDT, the woes continue. A lot of errors on their side. A lot of confusion, a lot of hesitation, miscommunication, which is the complete opposite, right, that we're seeing on the side of the Nexled Chameleons. 21 serving 13, pretty big lead. Angge goes to Aliyah, goes cross. Tolentino will set up BVS. 20 big points for Brooke Van Sickle.
Double thumbs up for Jelly Temperatura. Really keeping that ball alive for Brooke Van Sickle.
Too tight. There's going to be a net fault.
Alcantara tried to save that ball, but PLDT has to remember that she's still in the back row. So there are limitations to that jump set. You have to put a little bit of distance.
So Nexled poised to win this match. I mean, if you take a look at the score right now, we'll have to wait and see until that final point. But it looks like Neil is going to go the way of Nexled. They will keep their
Now serving for the high-speed hitters.
hopes for the qualifiers alive. 14 serving 23. Jules will go to Myla. Calf. KKD, she's blocked. They try Aliyah, still nothing. BBS from the right, straight to the hands of Calf.
Still a point for Nexled. That set was way off the net, but somehow Brooke Van Sickle was able to go for a powerful swing.
Nexled is now at match point.
It looks like it might just be an upset today. And again, we're not talking about the level of talent, right, in these two teams. Both very talented squads. But if we're taking a look at the rankings, I mean, again, Nexled has 4 wins, 4 losses, just 1 loss for PLDT. Jonah for the finishing kick in this match. And what about that, Neil? The Nexled Chameleons take this match versus the PLDT high-speed hitter in 4 sets. 25-14 for that set number 4. A smart play from Jonah to seal the deal. They're still alive and kicking, and now they wait. We'll be right back to wrap things up. And the Nexled Chameleons take this game versus the PLDT high-speed hitters. And of course, Neil's player of the game is with Miss Sam Corrales. Go ahead, Sam.
Joining me now is the player of the game. We've got MJ Phillips of the Nexled Chameleons with 16 points, 11 attacks, 2 blocks, and 3 aces. Congrats, MJ, for, ending the preliminary round on a high note. What can you say about your performance today?
I'm really happy about my performance, but honestly, I couldn't have done this without my teammates, constant reminders, and giving me the push that I needed.
Can you talk about the team effort that you guys had? I mean, chemistry is something you guys have been working on since the beginning of this conference. So can you talk more about that?
I mean, we knew that this game was a really important game, so coming into it, we were really locked in. We made sure to communicate constantly, and I think we really took care of business today, and I'm happy.
MJ, is there anybody you want to greet, your family and friends, and maybe the fans of the NXLED Chameleons? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, NXLED fans, for always constantly supporting us, and please see us in the next round. Thank you.
Congratulations once again, MJ and the rest of the NXLED Chameleons. Back to you, Billy and Neil.
Thank you so much, Sam. And of course, a huge congratulations to MJ Phillips and the rest of the Nexled Chameleons. Let's talk numbers first, Neil. What stand out to you the most?
Well, the attacking was definitely a factor here in this game. After 8 points lang na production ng set number 1, they outscored PLDT in the next 3 frames. They kept it close in blocking, and PLDT is one of the best blocking teams in the PVL. Plus, they outserved PLDT bigla after that first frame. Unforced errors, parehas lang naman yan. But again, this is really the forte of Nexled, I would say. Slow start, but a strong finish.
And just peaking at the most perfect time, and that's what they're great at. Of course, the volleyball action doesn't stop here. We have another game coming up, Chocomucho versus Zeus Coffee. And for this match, Nexled they still have that chance at the qualifying spot, the qualifying round. And as for PLDT, they suffer their second loss of the season. For my partner Neil Flores, Sam Corrales, Rec Marvin Chavez, and all the men and women behind this production, I'm Billy Capistrano, and this has been the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference, only here on Signal TV.